Morning walking fans, stuffed with our lovely breakfasts from the Newbury Beach Lodge. Shortly after leaving the guest house, we reached this rather existential spot just on the outskirts of Combe itself. Well, Andy and me both get the feeling that this particular spot on the coast path is possibly not where you'd want to come to leave your car. I've never seen so many no parking signs. And Andy has correctly pointed out, what did you just observe there?
Well, when you get down here, you realise you've come down the wrong way and you're not allowed to turn. So what do? Do you just stay here forever?
Dematerialise, of course.
So there's rotten people down underneath there.
No parking in front of these gates. This is the most stroppy set of parking signs I've ever seen. This is actually better than the infamous sign on the Cotswold Way about the dispute with the local council. Well, here's quite a mission statement. The happiest view in the UK from this bench.
Pretty good geology.
A pretty severe drop too down over there. That's looking back towards the big bay of Combe. Do you concur with their mission statement, happiest?
Well, I'm pretty dreek at the moment, so I can't actually agree with that now. But then if it was beautifully sunny and it was the end of the day, then it might be a slightly different proposal.
Morning walking fans, we're well underway. Left Combe just over an hour ago. En route to Ilfracombe as our first major point. But very overgrown, the path we've been on, and I see ahead of me. So you do get somewhat flagellated by the vegetation. Stingers are a bit more prevalent here, aren't they? The sign of the acorn, our trusty friend. Well, we're down below the Uber beach huts in Helly Bay. And a lovely display board here about nature's wonders. So we've got all the information about the weeds and the creatures. And despite the magnificence of the geology, and this is supposed to be informative, not a single bloody comment on the magnificent slates here. Well, original credit goes to Andy for coming up with this, but we're about to do, literally, the stairway from hell.
He's waiting for the signal that I'd started taping, which I already had. And here he comes, motoring along. I've never seen him move quite so fast. I think that might be for the camera, but yeah, he has.
Always was it.
He was a slow coach yesterday, but today he's got it.
Mojo. Mojo's back. Well, of all the various YouTube videos I've watched, you get lots of scenic views, but the reality is, or part of the reality of the southwest coast path, are stretches like this. So in a few spots you can't escape it, and we're walking alongside an A road just coming into Ilfracombe, which is twinned with Herksheim and Ifs. Ifs. I wonder if they've done that on a sort of phonetic thing. Ifs, Ilfracombe. Nice bramble, but better view of Ilfracombe. Ilfracombe. Well, Ilfracombe was a delight. We stopped there for coffee. We enjoyed the hustle and bustle in these strange COVID-affected times. looked at the lifeboat, sat overlooking a busy little harbour, and enjoyed the splendour of the once Victorian Edwardian seaside resort. Beyond Ilfracombe was some challenging up and down walking, and Lee Bay was absolutely superb. We approached a big turning point in our coastal walking. For the first time, we were shortly to be turning a big corner at Bull Point. Well, we're at one of those seminal points in the whole process. We've just reached Bull Point, short for Bullshit Point, and Andy and me are now, for the first time on the north coast, heading south. We have literally turned the corner, so on the southwest coast path we're no longer going west, we're now going south. Well, a fantastic walk so far today. We've done about 12 plus miles. We're just coming up to a glorious headland. Well, we've reached a vital landmark. We really are heading south now. We've gone round Bullshit Point and we're now at somewhere which has been intriguing me for the last half an hour or so. Andy.
Yes.
What is the point of Mort?
That is the point of Mort.
That's a pretty good answer.
It's the point. Mort is Old English for death, and that's where a lot of ships run aground. So they called this the Death Point, Mort.
We've done a very stout 15 miles so far. We've got a few more to go. We're not going to make it round the headland of Baggy Point, where there won't be time. So we're due to meet up with our logistical support officer and supply side guru, which is Emma. Looking forward to seeing her at 6:30. It's now 20 to 5. Song for the day today really relates to early experiences. We had quite a long section between Combe Martin and Ilfracombe of walking through head-high vegetation in very narrow parts of the footpath, and this constant feeling of you were breasting the finishing tape in a sprint race, and that triggered in my mind memories of that marvellous film back in, I guess, the 1980s. Won an Oscar. Brian Blessed memorably said at the Oscar ceremony, "Watch out, the Brits are coming." And the film, of course, is Chariots of Fire. Great film. Stirring music. Not normally the sort of electro stuff that I like, but I do love. Da 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 da. Well, that was just a murdered version of the Chariots of Fire theme by Vangelis of the huge caftan. Andy's just done the touching the post ceremony.
Well, it's been an interesting day. Hard work, harder than we anticipated. Slightly frustrating that we weren't able to do the little bit on the end here. We will have to come back and do that. But we've put in a good slog, and bearing in mind we put a bloody good slog in yesterday as well. Today's effort is Herculean in some respects.